is going to be more of a serious subject, kind of. I'm not going to try to make it too serious because y'all know how I am, but I still wanted to talk about it because it's something that means a lot to me, and I tried making it like 3 times yesterday, but just wasn't feeling it. So today I wanted to talk about abortion. It has been a big fucking deal in social media lately. That's all I've been seeing is abortion posts. More so for, not like for abortion, but like pro-choice kind of thing, which I'm pro-choice if you guys didn't know. And I've been sharing my share of abortion themed quote stuff because I just think that the whole thing is literally ridiculous. There's so much debate between pro-lifers and pro-choice, or pro-life and pro-choice basically, and I can understand to an extent where people are coming from about pro-life. To an extent, because I understand that, you know, the one thing I do disagree with, in a sense, is that pro-life people say that when you get pregnant, there's this living being inside of you, right? That's growing, which is true and not true at the same time. Because for me, I feel like it really all comes down to timing. Because if you find out you're pregnant and you get it abortion like right then and there, I mean, how much suffering has the fetus, because it's not even a baby yet, by the way, how much trauma has it actually endured? Because it's not even like really existent yet. So I feel like a lot of the argument is kind of just like how old, you know what I mean, or how far along the mother is really dictates, you know, like, I understand that the longer you wait to get an abortion, the more developed the fetus is, the baby, whatever you want to call it at that point. So obviously the longer you wait, the more suffering it will cause to the child, or to the being that is inside of you. It's gonna cause more trauma, like, obviously, like, that's why they obviously have rules, like, after a certain amount of time, you can't get an abortion. Like, I'm sorry, but if you plan on getting an abortion after a certain amount of time, after the baby's, like, really developed, you have an issue. Like, I'm sorry, but we have been able to detect stuff early on in pregnancies. So it's like, if you want to get an abortion because of that, that's your choice, but don't wait fucking ever before you get an abortion. The earlier you do it, the better, because then it's not as bad, right? And I think what I have a problem with this video is that I spend most of my time trying to word stuff properly, trying to, like, not offend anybody, because I tend to not really think before I speak, and that's my problem. So especially with topics like this, I tend to, like, kind of freeze every once in a while, because I know what I want to say, but I spend a lot of the time trying to figure out, what I want to say, to say it right without offending everybody or coming off as an asshole or whatever, or insensitive. But I'm not pro-abortion. I don't know anyone who is pro-choice that is pro-abortion, that they're just like, yeah, let's just go have an abortion party, right? I think pro-choice people, including myself, just want people to have a choice to do what they want with their body. Like, and like another argument is that, you know, pro-life people, they'll be like, oh, well, this baby that's growing inside of you, that's a separate life. Which in actuality, it is, right? Because it's another being growing inside of you. It's not like you are growing, if that makes sense. It's not like you as a person are growing. You know, like you are growing, obviously, depending on how old you are. But this being that's inside of you obviously is still growing, right? It's another part. Yes, it's attached to you, and yes, it's created from you and the sperm and all that good stuff. But yeah, if people want to argue about this, that's fine. But yes, it is a different being. That I do agree with that. It is another human. It's not like another you, you know, like the exact same copy of you to make a decision. Like, I understand that. But it's still a being that's growing inside of you, so you still have a choice, if that makes sense. Like, if you, like when you have a child, right, you make decisions for them until they get to a certain age and they can start making decisions for themselves. That's what you do as a parent, because you think, not all parents do, but, you know, parents think they know what's best for their child, so they do things based on what they think is best for the child. So you are making a decision to not have a child because of whatever reason, whether you just don't want one or whatever the fuck the reasoning is, it doesn't matter. But like, if you choose to not have a child, you're making a choice for that fetus that's inside of you. See, this is where the whole thing just gets fucked up, because I know what I'm trying to say, I know what I want to say, but it's so complicated, because it shouldn't be this complicated, but it is, because the whole fucking thing is just stupid. My main point is that, yes, it is a separate being that is inside of you, that's growing. Yes, it is part of you, because it's 50% you and 50% of the man, obviously. But you are carrying that child. So you have 100% say of what happens, because it's in your body. You know, just like, it's kind of like if, like, everyone has 100% choice of what they put into their body, you have 100% choice what to take out of it. You know, it's your body, so you could do whatever you want with it. If you want to smoke and drink and be unhealthy as fuck, that's your choice. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, that's also your choice. If you want to get tattoos, that's your choice. If you want to get piercings, that's your choice. If you want to do what the fuck ever you want to your body, that's your choice. And the main argument on it is that because it is a separate being growing inside of you, they just think that they don't have a choice. Like, they don't. I'm sorry, but they're not even intellectually capable of knowing what's going on. And a lot of the times abortion happens very early on, so they're not even this big yet, you guys. So it's not that big of a deal. And I also just think that, who cares, you know? Like, fucking orphanages are flooding with kids that people didn't want. But you don't see pro-life people stepping up and adopting people. I'm not saying that none of them do. Okay, I'm just saying that they don't. After the baby's born, they don't give a fuck. They just want the baby there. They don't want to help. Then they bitch and complain because the person that you forced to have a child is on welfare. It's like, sorry, but if you're gonna make abortion legal, that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna overpopulate the fucking world. So, sorry. And I'm not saying that my life is any better or like more important than a baby's. Like I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if a woman wants to get an abortion, she should be able to get a fucking abortion. That's all I'm saying. It's her fucking body, it's her choice. And yes, it's in her body, but it's still her body, like, ultimately. So let her do what she wants. Another argument is, I kind of disagree and agree with, is the fact that some men have said, like, that, you know, they don't have a choice whether a female, you know, gets an abortion or not, right? Like, for example, if a man and woman get pregnant, right, and the woman doesn't want the baby, but the man does, then that situation's kind of fucked because he doesn't really have a choice. And not that I agree with that, but unfortunately, that's just how pregnancy works, you guys. I'm sorry, but women are the ones that have to bear the child. And if they don't want to bear the child, I mean, the final decision really comes up to them. Comes up, you know what I mean? It sucks. And I do feel bad for the men that really want to have a child and then the woman's just like, nah, because they really don't have a choice, and it sucks. But that's really not going to change, because at the end of the day, even though you want a child, you can't force a woman to carry a child. If it was possible for a man to get pregnant and he could carry the child that he wants, that'd be great. We wouldn't even be arguing about this, because there you go. You can carry your child and she don't have to be pregnant. But unfortunately, because only women can get pregnant, and if they don't want a kid, I mean, you're kind of SOL. And I know that sucks. Trust me, it does. But it's just something that's not really going to change, you know? And, I mean, obviously a man's opinion and wants should be taken into consideration, but at the end of the day, even though you want a kid, you still can't force a woman to carry a child that she doesn't want, because it's just not going to end. It's just not going to end good for anybody. It's not going to end up good for you. It's not going to end up good for her, and it's definitely not going to end up good for the child, because the child's going to know that it's not wanted. So, I mean, at the end of the day, is it really worth it? So, that too. And then people are like, oh, you know, men shouldn't have like I said, men shouldn't have a right to dictate what we do with our bodies. But at the end of the day, people want to say, oh, you know, men don't have a say, right, on what women could do with their body, with a baby. But they're all for saying that it's 50-50, right? That a man helps a woman get pregnant. I mean, I'm just saying. That's all. Look, I'm not trying to start no shit. I'm just saying, like, y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Like, women don't want men to imposing on their rights, right? Of being able to abort a child they don't want, right? But they don't want men doing it because it's not their body. However, it takes a man to get a woman pregnant. So, I mean, I just think that is a very loaded thing. I just feel like it's a really hard question to answer, because, like I said about the thing before, is that, you know, I think a woman should have 100% say what she does when she's pregnant. However, I do understand where men come from, that they are like, oh, you guys don't want us to make a decision what, you know, happens to your body, yet it took 50% of me to even create a child, you know? So it's just, I understand the debate. I understand the issue of how come it goes from two people, 50-50, making a child, but yet only one person gets the decision whether that child survives or not. I understand that. But like I said, it all comes down to who carries the child. You know? If a man and a woman both could get pregnant, like if we both could carry a child, we wouldn't even be having this argument, because a man, you know what I mean? Like, because it wouldn't matter. Because if a man can get pregnant, then we wouldn't have an issue. Because, you know, a woman can get pregnant and she can, you know, she can decide what she does with her body. But if a man can get pregnant, he can decide what he does. So there would be no debate. It would just be like, okay, you know, you don't want a kid? Fine. I'll just get pregnant my damn self. You know what I mean? Like, there would be no problem. But I think that, you know, I just think that it's stupid that people are trying to control what people do with their bodies, you know? I don't think that abortion should be illegal. I don't. I think, especially in, you know, I feel like I personally, because I am gay, I can't really get pregnant unexpectedly, you know, because I don't have sex with men. So I can't get pregnant randomly and be like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? It doesn't happen that way. When I get pregnant, it's going to be known. I'm going to be trying to get pregnant, you know, at a fucking sperm bank thing. So I'm gonna know that I'm getting pregnant, right? So that's not a problem. You know, but I know that if I was raped and I ended up getting pregnant, I would get an abortion in like 5 seconds. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, if people want to judge me, fucking judge me. I don't give a shit. Like, that's one thing that I'm so just dead set on, is that if I was ever raped now, and I ended up getting pregnant, bitch, fuck that. I'd be like, drive me to the clinic right fucking now. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even wait, you know? I wouldn't even care. You know, and I feel like, you know, there are women out there that they do choose to have a baby after they've been raped. And that's their choice, you know. If they can do it, by all means, go ahead. But I just know the kind of person I am, and I wouldn't be able to do it. And I wouldn't want someone to make me feel like shit after I've gone through a traumatic event like that about aborting a child. I'm sorry, but you are a fucked up person if you do that. How are you gonna sit up there and somebody's been violated to like the highest degree, and they want to get an abortion because they don't want to have a child, especially from someone who's raped them, and then you want to come in with your fucking your 2 cents, your bullshit ass you know what, fuck you. I don't even care. You're an asshole, and that's my opinion. But you know, I'm not like, you know, and then even if you get pregnant and you just don't want a kid and you want an abortion, it's like, okay, that's fine. You know, I think people should be more careful when they have sex, like, but I understand that unexpected things happen. You know what I mean? I understand that shit happens, you know, but, you know what I mean? Like, shit happens. But, you know, if you're not being protected and you keep having sex and keep getting pregnant and have abortions, like, that's fucked up, and I feel like you're honestly an idiot. But, again, it's still your choice to get an abortion. If that's what you want to do and you want to fuck up your body, that's up to you, honey. But, again, at the end of the day, it's still their choice. So, I just think that it has nothing to do with men or women making this decision. It has to do with people just making a retarded decision onto, you know, illegalize, you know, abortion, which I think the problem at the end of the day is that people, they are trying to push their views on everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, my whole thing is that if you don't agree with abortion, don't get one. If you don't agree with gay marriage, then don't get married to this person of the same sex. If you don't agree with tattoos, don't get tattoos. If you don't agree with fucking piercings, don't get piercings. If you don't agree with fucking whatever, then just don't do it. Like, don't impose your beliefs on somebody else just because you don't agree with it. I might not agree with shit. Trust me, there's shit. I'm very open-minded, but there's some shit that I do not agree with. But I would never try to stop that person from believing what they believe, you know, and tell them it's illegal to believe what you believe. You know, if you don't want to, that's my thing. If you, I think that's my whole message, is that if you don't believe in abortion and you don't agree with abortion, don't get an abortion. But stop fucking trying to make women in general not be able to do something that they want to do. You know, and I think people's views on it is that people that get abortion, they're just like, it doesn't affect them. I'm like, you do realize that it's still a hard decision to make, you know? The whole thing is just fucked up to that person, and then, like, everybody talks shit and, like, makes them feel even worse. Like, fuck off, you know? So I just think that this shouldn't be illegal. I think that they should just let them do. And, you know, people want to try to shut down Planned Parenthood, but people need to realize that Planned Parenthood doesn't just do abortions. I hope people actually with some type of common sense realizes that they do cancer screenings, they do STD screenings, they do, you know, just like regular medical health stuff. Like, they do a bunch of shit. Like, they don't just do abortions. They do a lot of other things that are beneficial, especially to people that don't have a lot of money. So, yeah, that's all. I mean, that's what I have to say on that. But if you don't agree with abortion, that's fine. But don't push your fucking beliefs on me. I'm not gonna force my beliefs on you. It's not even about, like, trying to prove that I'm right. It's not even about trying to prove that, you know, or trying to make, you know what I mean? Like, we're not asking for abortion to be legal because we're trying to diminish or fuck with your beliefs. It's a human right, okay? Just let it fucking be. Like, let people have their rights to do what they want with their body, you know? And the same with gay marriage, too. Like, just let people get fucking... Oh, shit. Sorry. Just let people get married, you know? Let them, like, live their lives. Just, it's not hurting anybody. And I think that's, like, the biggest debate with abortion is, like, it's just a big debate. And I can understand the problems with it and the concerns. But at the end of the day, we just have to be responsible about it. We just need to set, you know, I am strongly for having a set amount of time after you get pregnant that you cannot get an abortion. I feel like at a certain amount of weeks, when the baby is at a certain development, that you should not be allowed to get an abortion. I'm sorry, but I understand that people go through traumatic things, but I just feel like there just needs to be a time, because I feel like once after that thing, that time limit, and the baby's like more developed, I just feel like at that point it's just more fucked up to do. I feel like the only circumstance to go over that limit would be if it's harmful to the mother. If the mother's gonna die giving birth to this child, and the only way that she won't die is if she gets an abortion, then that, I feel like that would be the only like, you know, the only excuse, I guess, the only like limit, you know, whatever, exception. So, but then again, just whatever, you know. So that's my opinion on it. If you guys agree, disagree, that's fine. You know, I'm not here to try to change anybody's opinions here. I just want people to have the freedom to do what they want with their own bodies. So, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.